Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the Slightech MYNT. This is a smart tracker that can be synced up with any iOS or Android device and will notify you when you've maybe lost your belonging, when the range of the connection has been exceeded, which can be set to around 50 meters. It uses simply Bluetooth 4.0 to operate, and a plus point here is it's using IP43 certification, so it is waterproof. So even if you drop some water or if it rains outside, it's still going to be fully functional. Otherwise, there's no subscription service. It just uses a simple coin-based battery that should last you for about 12 months or so. It's a simple CR2020 based design, and they sell for about $20 a pop, and you can also get it in packs depending on where you look. So otherwise, if we take a quick look at the packaging in a moment, it does come in a few different colors: black, silver, blue, and yellow, and it's made out of pretty durable soft touch or a plastic material that should be fairly long-lasting. And even if you're not using it as a strict tracker for belongings like purses, or you can also give one to a kid clinging onto their backpack so you know where they are at all times, it can also be used as a remote button for taking selfies with your phone, as well as a music remote for playing, pausing your music, and in some purposes it can even act as a PowerPoint presenter, for going to the next slide back and forth with PowerPoint, for instance. So it's really a multifunctional device that can really work with quite a few products, and there's a ton of applications that's continuously growing. There's also a feature that they're calling crowd GPS. So if you've lost something, MYNT the community can help you to detect your lost MYNT tracker within 150 feet. Another interesting feature, it can find again your distance, it can ring, it can buzz, it can allow you to vice versa find your lost phone or tablet. So a ton of these various smart features all in one, and you can also put it into a car and then track where your car was. So again, one of the more advanced and fully featured trackers that we've checked out. The packaging here pretty simple. The back features a QR code that you need to scan to download the corresponding application for your phone or tablet. And on the inside, you can see we have the black version here. We have just the tracker itself. We'll take a closer look at this in a moment. There is the aforementioned battery, in addition to, it looks like a little clip, lanyard strap for easily clipping it onto a backpack or something like that. So a nice little addition there, and just a battery, and that's it. On the back here, there is a quick start. It tells you how to set things up and start the app for the first time. The tracker itself has this kind of layer of what looks like material protecting it. It's actually a pretty interesting design, actually, if we set everything off to the side. It's a very shiny material. It's a mirror surface on the front, so it's glass actually on the front and the back. And the buttons here are made out of plastic, polycarbonate, and the same thing with this ring. The frame is made out of polycarbonate. So a really nice build quality. It feels surprisingly nicely built and high quality. There's also the lanyard strap on the side, the company's logo on the back, and the front just features the simple click keys in terms of finding your device, turning it on, tapping on it once to locate or connect to your phone. And there's also an LED light that you can see there, which will glow and flash just to tell you that indeed there is battery in there. So battery seems to be pre-installed, and there's a replacement one that you get once that one dies as part of the added value. So let's connect this to a phone next and give you. Alright, so I've installed the app, which is again free from the App Store itself, and setup is actually pretty simple. You just unplug the plastic tab that prevents the battery from getting drained before you use it, and then afterwards you tap on this key once to know that you want to start the pairing, and then after you've proceeded to the login screen, after you set a password and an email account, you can then connect to the tracker just by simply, after you tap on this once, it will find it automatically, and then you just tap on next, and it takes you to this screen that you can now customize. So you can see that I have this scanner right now. It shows me that my YNT is quite near. Indeed, the distance is here. It's not super precise because it's not using GPS per se, it's just Bluetooth, so it's not as precise in terms of distance as something like a real GPS tracker, but it works well enough for these situations. And then I can tap on this as well to give a quick indication of this in terms of letting it ring whenever I need to find it. So right now you can hear a little mono speaker buzzing, which is coming from this. So if I want to stop it, I can just tap on this once to notify that I found my tracker, or my keys or backpack, anything like that. You can see here that I can also make quick adjustments to the settings, such as a single click, double click, triple click, hold, or a click and a hold to launch different prompts that I can set up and customize. There's also a map here that I can look at that uses my phone's GPS antenna to tell me where I am in terms of location relatively. So here's the tracker function. Tapping on this for a few seconds will allow my phone to start ringing, for instance. So that feature will allow you to more easily find your phone in case it's your phone that's been lost. Sensitivity, I can also set that up to make that a bit more precise. So all these things can be then edited again. Down below here, you can change the thumbnail and the name of the tracker if you want to, disconnect it. And there's also a battery indicator, so you can see that right now I have 98% charge on my MYNT, so the battery life is decent. So again, I can change this customization as well. So let's go back here, and so the UI for the most part is quite simple. I can also change it to a map view if I want to. Going into settings here, I can also buy more batteries perhaps from the company directly if I wanted to. I can also look at the vibration sensor, changing that up, setting up a new safe zone so that if it's within a certain radius, it's not going to vibrate or buzz, and then adding more environmental detection modes. So these are all things that you can look at. So if I tap on this, for instance, what is community GPS? So it will tell you, once you have reported that one of your MYNT is lost, information will be distributed to the cloud and then passed to all connected devices that have joined a community. When another device in the community has detected the signal of the MYNT that's been lost, it will report that signal back. So it's using the power of multiple devices to kind of track and locate where that one might be gone. So that's essentially, as far as the functionality goes, is that. Obviously, if you're further away, it's going to change the proximity from near to perhaps far away. So it's not extremely precise, but definitely works well enough. One potential cause of concern that I can see is that the battery compartment here is actually not as tight as I expected. This is a lock mechanism, so if I unlock it, I can pull out this plastic part. There really isn't any rubber accents on the inside here, so if water does kind of leak in, you can see that the door isn't completely flush. It might get damaged since it might touch the battery, for instance, which wouldn't be great, even if the actual buttons and the main circuit board is waterproof. So that's something to quickly keep in mind. Maybe they can improve on, make the door a bit more tight in a next generation model. Also, the surface here, although beautiful to look at, is a huge fingerprint magnet, which might get scratched more easily and dirtied up over time, depending on your preferences and the color that you pick. So another thing that just to really quickly keep in mind from a design perspective. So all in all, the app itself is beautifully designed. It works really quite well, and it really is a multifunctional tracker. As far as being a selfie remote is concerned in a music player, it really works well enough. It's as you would expect. You just tap on this 2 times, and then when you're in the camera app, you have the ability to take an image with someone else and still see what you're capturing using the frame and not block the image with your fingers when you're attempting to capture the shot. And as a music player, you just play or pause your music as expected, and all those things work fairly well. It's a Bluetooth device, so there's a 1 to 2 second delay depending on your phone in some cases, which you have to also be aware of, but otherwise it works again pretty well. For this relatively low cost price of $20, this is definitely one of the best Bluetooth trackers that we've checked out. Whether or not it can rival against perhaps GPS tags and GPS trackers, we're not exactly sure just yet. There's a ton of these options on the market, but this one really is a beautiful option to consider since the hardware really is so gorgeous and the app itself is very easy to understand, and most features are well integrated and well thought out. You can check out more details about the MYNT Bluetooth tracker in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the